Village Ford in Dearborn, we're very big on happy customers, and J.D. Powers agrees. After an in-depth look at everything we do, J.D. Powers has named Village Ford a Dealer of Excellence, the first Ford Dealer of Excellence in Michigan. It's quite an honor. Let's face it, Dealer of Excellence has a nice ring to it, but it was never the goal. We're just trying to keep our customers happy. At Village Ford, Michigan Avenue in Dearborn, we have to be better.
I'm former Detroit Red Wing Kris Osgood, and I'm here to tell you about a new fan favorite. It's the bold, stylish Chevy Blazer, an SUV that's always ready for a night out or an upcoming home game. Stay tuned for a chance to win tickets, brought to you by 97.1 The Ticket and Chevrolet, official vehicle of the Detroit Red Wings.
So you retired. Congratulations. Life is full of goals. Good thing there's a full-service bank to help you achieve them. From retirement planning to online budget tracking, at Comerica, every account comes with the tools and support you need. Get started at Comerica.com. Member FDIC.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
I'm Adam Helfman with Hire It Done. Here with some quick tips that you can use next time you're looking for a contractor. These tips are so crucial, I don't want anyone to hire a contractor before hearing this. Number one. We've been programmed to always get at least 3 bids, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I also want to give you permission to say yes when you find the contractor you want. Remember, it might be a few weeks or more before a good contractor is available to start working, and the sooner you decide, the sooner the project starts moving forward. Number two. Ask the contractor to write down everything that's included. This forces the contractor to think what else is part of the project and what could potentially come up. Additionally, ask the contractor what is not included. This too will force the contractor to think about items of the project that may not be included. Number three. Get it in writing for how long the job will take. Just understand that this is a reference, not an exact timeline, because no two houses or projects are the same. If you think you need a penalty clause for the job taking too long, then be prepared for paying a bonus clause if the project finishes early. Number four. Look for a contractor who's solution-minded. And what I mean by that is look for someone who identifies and solves problems instead of placing blame. Before you hire someone, ask what happens when a job goes wrong. Great contractors will have great answers. Number five. You don't necessarily want to hire the cheapest or the most expensive contractor. The cheapest contractors are more likely to cut corners, while the most expensive are not necessarily performing the best work. That's why more often than not, the best value comes from contractors who are priced in the middle of the road. If you like these tips, I've got a whole hour of home improvement advice coming your way. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com. When there's work to be done around or in your home, when there's money to be spent, you don't want to go wrong. What you don't know can hurt you. We're people you can trust. All your home improvement needs. Get advice from us. What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Good morning. It's the weekend. Perfect time to hire it done. I hope everyone's having a good morning out there. My name's Adam Helfman. Thank you for tuning in. You want to watch us, you can watch us on Facebook Live today. It's always fun. Got a great show lined up. It's holiday time. It's all about gifts, home improvement gifts, fun things to talk about. That's how I want to be. I want to just be fun, talk about all these fun things. That's it. No one has to worry. Anyways, let's talk about today's show because it's so good. Jason from the local locksmith company, what up? If you ever need your locks changed, maybe we'll talk to him soon. Figure this out. Anyways, today and every Saturday, we're going to be talking about the critical topics, home improvement related. We're going to interview some of the best in the business. It's what we like to do. And remember, what you don't know can hurt you. Because I'm here to teach you everything I know. I'm a 4th generation contractor. I've built and remodeled thousands of homes. Literally. And I want you to learn from my mistakes. I want you to learn that when you hire a contractor, you can set it up for success. Minimize the risk, minimize the headache, minimize everything so that you can have what Hire It Done calls a hassle-free home improvement. I've got Keith Paul from HandyPro Handyman Service coming on shortly. You want to lock that in. Everyone needs a handyman. I've got him coming on. He's great. Later on this morning, I've got Kris and Dan Paulson of Paulson's audio video. They're going to be joining me. We're going to be talking about, you got that big screen TV, flat screen? Did you get something? Do you want to hang it over your fireplace? Do you want a remote that handles everything? Really? Can you do that? How about just doing it all from your phone? We're going to define the term Internet of Things, IoT. The smart home is coming around finally. I think the smartphone, the iPhone, the Android phone, I think that phone has changed and made it more usable for your house. So we're going to have a great show. But I want to take a quick moment to recognize something. Henderson Glass, you know them from Metro Detroit for years. They're doing it this December. Henderson is donating a total of $10,000 in memory of their former president, Adam Ostick, who passed away unexpectedly in December of 2018, a year ago. May he rest in peace. The charities were selected by Henderson Glass team members through a nomination and voting process, and it includes the Michigan Humane Society, organization called Turning Point. They provide services to end domestic and sexual violence. Lenoe Therapeutic Riding, an organization in Adrian who offer therapeutic horseback riding lessons for children and adults. That's a good one. So shout out this morning to Henderson Glass, who had a good year and decided to give back to charities. So today's show, we're gonna dedicate today's show to Henderson Glass and Adam Ostick. He was the president last year who passed away. May he rest in peace. So let's go into the mailbag.
Let's go to the mailbag, brought to you by the UPS Store. The UPS Store. Pack, ship, print, mailboxes, and more.
Good morning. And if you ever have a question, a home improvement issue, concern, you want to talk to me, my email's adam@hireitdone.com. You go to Hire It Done, click on Contact Adam, click on Info. All those get you to me. My team will get your email to me. And if we like your question, that it's home improvement related, of course, we may use it on the air. Give you a shout out. So here's the question of the week. Hey, Adam, I bought a house this past August with a brand new concrete driveway. The previous owner said not to salt on the driveway until next year. Is this true? If so, is there anything else I can use to melt the ice that won't hurt the concrete? Okay. So let's talk about that. Concrete needs to cure. 72 hours after it's poured, it gets to, I think, about 80% of the strength. And then, I think they call it modulus of elasticity. And then after 27 days, it reaches its maximum strength. However, strength and salt don't mix. So if you have a brand new driveway, they claim, wait a year. It's very difficult because your car's driving on the highway, the freeway, the roads, and the roads are salted, and it gets up underneath your car. Then you drive on your driveway, and it drips off there. So you got to be careful. They make concrete-friendly ice melters, potassium chloride, sodium or magnesium chloride. There's a blend. You can go to your local hardware store. You can go to your local big box store. They have them there. And it says it right on there, pet-friendly or concrete-friendly. Now, you can also buy sand, and you can mix it with the ice melter just for traction purposes. However, if I were you, I would wait at least one winter season, especially if your concrete was poured anywhere from August to this end of the fall. You should wait one season before you put any kind of ice melter on it. Just being safe. And that's important because if you have a problem, then you got to go to your guy who poured the concrete, and you're going to ask him for a warranty. And he's going to be like, no, dude, you don't get it. You got to make sure you offer a warranty and you get it written, and you get it in writing so they know. If it cracks because of other reasons, if it's a bad mix, you see how on I-75 and in 696 they have to replace a whole strip of the concrete? Oy vey! What the heck? We don't need that headache. Anyways, you want to watch us today on Facebook Live? We're all over. We got some good guests coming up. I'm excited. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. 1.6 gallon flush for the year.
It's
running
true.
the water to wait for your hot water.
It's true.
So you say a recirculating pump.
Most of them come with them built in now. It's just a matter
Okay.
of hooking it up.
So at the expense of energy savings, the pump now gets you faster hot water.
Correct.
Okay. Jim, do you put them in?
Yes, I have one personally. I love it.
Is there, when someone's shopping for a brand, I mean, obviously I'm not going to say go to a home, one of the big the big box stores. Go to a professional plumbing supply house, like Advanced Plumbing. They sell good brands.
Right.
Yep.
Infusion, Aetna. So, I mean, Ron, you know, you could buy the most expensive tankless water heater, and if you don't put it in properly, it's worthless.
I use Renai's. They've been around a long time. They've been in Europe for years.
So that's your
California.
choice.
That's our choice. I had zero problem. I've been installing them for probably 15 years now at least, and I have not had to service one.
Now,
Not
Jim,
one.
not one service. So there you go.
Not
There it is,
one.
bulletproof. Then, Jim,
Yes.
you
I like the Renai also. Yes.
Okay, so let's just say Renai's the one, the choice of professionals. Do you have to be certified? Do you have training?
We have training. We have them in at least once a year to our shop to go over anything that might be new. They were just in you saw that about a month ago.
Yeah,
they
right.
came
They were
in.
doing so. So you're always continually educating your guys and learning the latest and greatest.
Yes.
It's like the Yankees. The Yankees are good. They're one of the best teams ever, actually. And the reason why is because every spring they do spring training, and even the best guys have to do the basics. So they teach them right from the beginning. You hit the reset button at the beginning of the year, and they start fresh. When I was at your place, Ron, at Shelby Mechanical, same thing. Your guys, you take an educational approach to your business, which is I love. You have that big conference room with all the plaques on the wall of all the educational things. And you were bragging to me about the training for Renai and the training for the latest and greatest for water heaters and everything. That's the sign of a really good contractor.
Yes, I appreciate it. We got Bradford White coming in this
And
Friday.
tell everyone, what's Bradford White?
They're a water heater company also. They're going to go over service on their power vent water heaters, just something that might come up.
Okay, so you're the latest and greatest. Keep
Yes,
your finger on the pulse of what's going on. Water heaters, 40-gallon, 50-gallon. If you had to replace one today, what are you going to tell a homeowner?
You mean price-wise?
No, just what would you recommend? Did 10 gallons more make a difference or not?
You know what? For the price, it's like $50 difference between a 40 and a 50. I tell them just upgrade to a 50. Then if they're going to do it, it's not that big of a difference.
So if a homeowner wants to get a 50-gallon hot water heater from you, maybe they'll discuss tankless. But what are we talking price-wise? Just average.
I think they're around $1,200 installed,
And that's
then
power vent?
power vent's
It is more?
about
Okay.
$1,700-1,800.
Oh, yeah.
They're quite a bit more.
Is it making?
Tab A $0 per month after 14-17 monthly credit for 24 months credit. Apply within 2 bills. Requires new line on qualifying plan. If you cancel early, remaining balance due. Unlimited plan data deprioritization and speed maximums apply. Excludes tax and roaming.
Hi, Samantha here with Henderson Glass, your Michigan glass expert since 1915. Did you know that our qualified professionals can help determine if your windshield can be repaired or should be replaced in order to get you back on the road quickly and safely? As a general rule, if the chip in your windshield is bigger than a quarter, the windshield should be replaced. Many insurance companies will waive the deductible on your comprehensive coverage for a windshield repair. Call us at 1-800-ASK-GLASS to ask if you qualify, or visit hendersonglass.com.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. I'm going to take a quick moment to talk about Salt Sale Saturdays at Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions in Brighton. Now they got a new location in Waterford right on Highland Road. Every Saturday you get DuraCube regular at an unbelievably low $5.99 a bag for a 40-pound bag. Get the DuraCube Red Out, which is what I use for the rust, $6.99 a bag. And potassium chloride for $19.99 a bag, plus 5 gallons of bottled water for $2.99 each. I have a reverse osmosis in my house. I had Beauchamp put it in. It's the best thing ever. I had it connected to my ice maker and my little water thing at the spigot in the kitchen. I love it. Anyways, if you have well water or anything like that and you need salt, this is the only place to go around here, just so you know. So anyways, let's go green because it's time to do that anyways. Last week I talked about ways to lower your heating bill, and one of the big ones was obviously insulation. Well, I got a lot of questions after that segment. about how to tell if you need insulation, how much you need, how much is too much, and what kind of insulation to use. So I thought I would break down all the insulations that you could use for your house for this winter.
With Hire It Done, brought to you by Consumers Energy, Business Energy Efficiency Programs.
So first, here's a few basic signs that you can look for to identify that you might need to increase your home's insulation. Moisture on your windows, drafty rooms, cold spots on the walls, high heat bills, the snow on your roof melts before your neighbors. Now, moisture on your windows. A lot of people get brand new windows in their house and like, oh my God, I got wet windows. It must be leaking. Actually, what causes water on your windows is dew point. And the dew point is where the temperature outside and the temperature inside your house, the difference creates moisture. And of course, it's on the warm side where the moisture goes. But if you properly insulate, guess what? The temperature differential won't get to the point where you get moisture. But of course, it's also tied into humidity. Now, what about drafty rooms, right? See, if you see any signs of these on your home, you're not sure, then the best option is to reach out to a professional insulation contractor for a free consultation. That's the best part. If you call an insulation contractor, you say, listen, I need you to come out. I'm sure my house is drafty. A lot of the contractors have infrared camera. They're mainstream now. They can point it at certain areas of your house and tell you where the cold is, where the heat is escaping. And by the way, one of the best, lowest cost home improvement things you can do and save energy is adding insulation. Caulk, spray foam, anything that stops air movement. So what about R value? You know, I get a lot of, what's the R value? R49, R38. I mean, I met this contractor the other day. He's a home builder. I'm not going to name his name because I was less than impressed. They build a nice house, let me say that. But the bedside manner and the communication to the homeowner, just failure. How do you build a great house and then not communicate with the homeowner? You know, brand new guy paid $700,000 for his house, right? And they're like, oh, you're just going to have to live with that. The cabinet's squeaky. You're going to have to live with that. The foundation's cracked and it's leaking. Right out of the gates, brand new house, $700,000. And it's leaking. Oh, we'll fix it from the inside. I'm sitting there cringing, right? I'm like, oh, right. Well, you know, I think they're going to stand behind it. They seem to have good integrity. But my friend has every right to be upset because he just plopped down $700. Think about that. $700. Whew. That's crazy. Cray. Anyways, what is R value? R value is the measurement of insulation's capacity to resist heat flow. So basically, it stops the heat from leaving. Remember, heat travels towards the cold, okay? Traveling towards the cold means that, like, when they say, oh, heat rises, scientifically, yeah. The minimum R value for local here in Metro Detroit is R38. Pretty much around the country in the cold weather climates is about right. But, you know, they recently updated them to require R49. So the R value of 49 is a unit of measurement that stops the heat flow or slows it down, excuse me. Now, we've heard people say, oh, do R60. So why R60 if the code says R49? Remember, the code is the minimum. Now, the codes have gotten better to help the houses and help people save energy. And it's basically as a response to the environment and evolution. The codes are always the last upgrade. I recommend R60. Do you need it in all situations? In your attic, yes. You're not putting it in your walls. But R60 also scientifically, university testing, they have what we call the law of diminishing returns, where if you did R90, you're wasting 30, from 60 to 30. There's no extra savings. So stop with the go crazy stuff. Less is more sometimes. But you also have to consider other parts of insulation, and this is where the experts come in. Ventilation, accessibility, and cost all impact this project. So opting for the highest R value insulation possible may not always be your best choice. Spray foam in your walls is a great choice, except it's expensive and the payback's a lot longer. So what type of insulation should I get, Adam? I get that question number one. What's the insulation? Adam, tell me. Well, let's talk about what's available. You got blown-in insulation, cellulose or fiberglass. Fiberglass is the pink stuff. They have also have it in yellow. Everyone knows Owens Corning. And if it's installed properly, it's great. Cellulose is ground up cotton, jeans, denim. And it works great too. Really great. Then you got closed cell foam insulation and open cell foam. We'll talk about the differences. And then there's eco-friendly options. Hemp, wool. Get a little expensive. And then you've got SIPs, structurally insulated panels, or rigid foam insulation. Those are cool too. Of course, the price goes up. The key factor, my friends, when you choose any type of insulation, that's no two homes are identical. So remember, you make a house tight, you spray foam, you insulate, you caulk everything. Now your furnace turns on and it's breathing for air to combust. You better make sure your furnace has makeup air or combustion air, fresh air coming in. So you gotta do a little bit of balance because it's like a domino effect. One thing affects the other. But you gotta be smart. And each installation has pros and cons. One thing I love about Hire It Done is that when my contractors get called out there, they'll give you what you need. Here you go. You want this for the bond plate? We're going to do spray foam in the bond plate. We're going to do blown-in fiberglass in the attic. Yeah, and they already know. So they tell you that. Or they'll say, we'll do cellulose. We'll do this. We'll do that. That's the best part. So at the end of the day, I can't tell you exactly what you need. But when you call the pros out, they'll tell you. And don't forget to ask. How much more is this one? Which one qualifies for rebates? Do I get money back? What's my payback period? All these questions, the contractors should be able to answer. If they don't, put that red flag up. You can always call me, okay? And it's important that you know that. And at the end of the day, I can't tell you what kind of insulation you need. That's where you need to lean on the contractor. Like I said, it's important. Coming up next, I'm going to be joined by Keith Paul of HandyPro, one of the fastest growing home improvement handyman franchises in the country. He's a friend of mine. We're going to rock that out. He's really good. Keep it locked in here, my friends. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. So we'll be talking about hiring contractors, and contractors aren't the bank. We've already said that, right? So the key here is if you're a homeowner, you need to know that the contractor's not the bank. And so you have to pay when you're supposed to pay and finance the job. So speaking of financing the job, what do you do today with the mortgage rate so low? Do you get an equity line of credit? Do you refinance? What do you do? Well, I figured, you know what? Why not just ask the expert? So joining me on the Hire It Done radio show, what's that?
Putting me on a spot here as an expert.
Well, aren't you?
Well, we've got to be humble about it.
How long you been around?
Only 30 years.
Okay, so I would consider you an expert.
There you go. Thank you.
So joining me on the Hire It Done radio show is, how long we've known each other, Harry?
Oh, I'm sure we've known each other when you were back at Fairway Construction, right?
Way back in the day.
Way back in the day. All your relatives, everybody, your family.
Yeah, that's like 2002 or something. That's
a long time.
Yeah. So introduce yourself to the Hire It Done audience.
Well, thank you, everybody. How you doing? Harry Glantz, Capital Mortgage Funding. Been around 30 years. Hopefully you've heard about us. And if not, we love to take care of you and your family. We've done so for hundreds of thousands of families in metropolitan Detroit and across the country. But, Adam, you're talking about home improvement. You're talking about how do people finance home improvement.
Right. What are the steps?
Well, the steps are, you could go and get a home equity loan depending on how big the job is. But right now with rates so low and fixed rates especially really low, if you have equity in the house, which most people do at this point in time, you can refinance your house, lock the rate in, and take the cash out to do the home improvement. So I heard you talking about basements earlier.
Sure.
Right? I've always loved basements. I think basements are phenomenal. The question is are you doing the basement for your lifestyle, your living, for your purposes, or are you going to do it to try and resell and recoup the cost? Well, and I know that you're never going to get dollar for dollar out of a basement. Bathrooms and kitchens are still number one.
For sure.
And 1A. Basements are for you. You know, man cave. I've got one. I think they're great. You have your buddies down there. You have parties down there. You watch TV, throw a couple big screens down there, a pool table, and let's go. But, you know, basements are becoming more sophisticated. They're not basements anymore. There's kitchens down there. There's a lot of living space down there. And why waste that living space? So talk about financing it. If you have equity in there and you're going to stay in that house for a very long time, why not take the cash out, give it to one of your contractors, Adam, have them finish the basement professionally, which means pulling permits, right?
Yeah, listen, not only pulling permits, but when a basement remodels, you got to do an egress window, which is another issue that people don't realize.
You should have an egress window in there, for sure.
Have you been to Ricky's basement yet?
Of course I have. I love it there. Are you kidding?
It looks good, right?
I told my wife I want to move in there.
His contractor, Stuart
Sykert.
Good guy, right?
Great job,
like
too.
Legit. I've talked to him a few times. The guy's organized, legit.
And that's not even a basement. I mean, how would you call that a basement? That's another living area.
Yeah, right.
So he's got about 28. So the person we're talking about has about a 2,800 square foot condo, and he's got about another 7.
Holiday designs.
Are you tired of exposing your retirement to stock market risk? How would you like to participate in stock market gains but never losses? Join Joe Uplegger for the Safe Money and Income radio show each Sunday from 7 to 8 a.m. on 97.1 The Ticket.
Now available for download. Always Aggravated. A Mike Valenti signature podcast. Get it on radio.com and Apple iTunes.
97.1 The Ticket. What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. I'm your host. I've been in the home improvement business my whole life. You know, I grew up in the business. We had a four generation family business, home improvement. And on Saturdays as a kid, my dad took me to all the jobs. And I went to Michigan State, got a degree in construction management. Didn't learn anything, but I partied. I definitely did. But I learned about the business, and one of the things that when I was in the business was I was always struggling with why when a salesman sold the job and then the production guy built the job, there was always a breakdown in communication. And the homeowner was like, well, he promised me this, he promised me that. So I was always like perplexed, and why couldn't we solve that issue? Well, we did. And I said to myself one day, I am going to teach homeowners how to hire contractors. And I'm going to work with contractors and tell them how to show the homeowner what's included and what's not included. That way you could bridge the gap. Hire It Done exists because of that. But one of the Achilles heels, or one of the things that keeps my business going and also can hurt my business, is finding good contractors. So in an economy where everything's busy and everyone's huge and can't handle more work, it's hard for me as a business owner. However, there are certain contractors that I've been able to meet with over the years, create a relationship, and be a part of their growth and a part of their success, because we share values, common values, and we share common integrity. One of those people is a longtime friend and president of, is it president? CEO?
Janitor,
yeah.
Whatever.
Bottle washer.
Bottle washer, you got it.
Keith Paul of HandyPro, good morning.
Good morning, Adam. It's great to see you.
I'm glad to have you back, man. You know what? Thanks. We have to commit to getting you here more.
I'm in. I always have a blast when we're here.
I
do blink, too. And it's like...
It's good
and
blink.
It goes so fast.
Yeah, the year's over. How was 2019 for you?
It was great. We're not at the end, but it looks like we're going to beat previous years, and we've grown every year since 1996. So we're really excited.
You started in 96?
We did.
Oy.
Started when I was 2.
Right. We're not getting any younger, Keith.
Right.
So you and I met before HandyPro. Like you were doing something similar, like a lead generation. Like we met through Glenn Hagee or
Yeah,
One
we're
of them.
doing a referral service.
You were, yeah. What was it called?
It was called Home Advantage Referral Service.
Home Advantage.
It was, and that was before we started this company. And
Right.
You and I met when you were with your previous company.
Fairway,
and,
yeah.
Yeah, you kind of took us in a wing. You gave me a lot of advice, and
I was enamored by that. I remember seeing you at the Glenn Hagee show.
And Nary.
Yep,
You met at
Nari,
one of the
and you were at the Southfield Civic Center, and you had a little tabletop with popcorn.
Okay, yeah, that's definitely me.
Right?
It always gets
you were
attention.
You were giving popcorn.
Right.
Okay,
Always
I
give
remember
free
that.
popcorn at trade
So now,
shows.
fast forward, you're HandyPro.
We are.
The nation's one of the fastest growing franchises for Handyman.
Well, thank you. Yes, we're having a blast.
How many states are you in now?
Oh gosh, states. We are in 10 states.
Oh, and you're growing quick.
And we're having a good time. We're opening in Fort Lauderdale just in February. So
You know, my parents have a place in Sunny Isles, which is just south of Fort Lauderdale.
Do they?
Between Miami and Fort Lauderdale.
Okay, well,
I'm gonna let my
us know
dad
if
know.
you need something.
Yeah. It's just you got to take 95 south. Florida's a tough market. We looked at opening up Hire It Done in Delray and Boca.
Oh, okay.
There's a TV station down there that wanted to partner with me, and I called around like 20 contractors. Just I went down there, did some due diligence, and I did. I'm looking for good contractors, and all of them have something shady. Or it's really difficult to find. Florida's like the king of like shadiness.
It is.
I love it there. But the good contractors that you do find, they're like, I don't need
I
your
don't
business.
need you. Right. They're so
For every
slammed.
customer, I got 5 waiting.
Exactly. We have one in Sarasota right now. It's been there for several years. And, the problem is finding help, right? They got so much work there that, you're a person of integrity.
I wish we could fix the immigration problem. I'm not going to talk politics, but I do want to let everyone know, if we could fix the immigration problem, people could come here legally and get jobs, and we'd have no issue whatsoever for people
in a construction trades field.
I'm working with schools now and training and advocacy and all this, and we're trying to build it, but it takes years. Never going to happen overnight. So if anyone has a question, you can text us 97136 for Keith Paul of HandyPro. You got a handyman question, you got something you can't get done, whatever you want, we're here. We're going to be chatting for the next few segments. So Keith, what's the number one handyman request for HandyPro?
It's this. It's a to-do list.
Right. It's not one thing. It's here. I got a list of 5 items.
It is. I need this thing painted. I need a ceiling fan hung. My gutters are leaking. I got ceramic tile that needs to be in the kitchen. I need a grab bar for Mom's house, who's 20 miles away.
Exactly.
So,
let me ask you this. Give me a profile in your own words. What does the profile of a HandyPro handyman look like?
What's the profile? Oh, boy.
An actual guy shows up or person.
In one word, I don't know if it's the word that you're looking for, but it's integrity. It's
I like that.
We had one of our conferences. We got all of our franchises together, and we asked the number one franchisee, "What's making you successful?" And you know what he says? I just find nice guys. Somebody who's going to come in there and be honest, and if there's a problem, you know what, I'm going to take care of it, and they take care of it, make the problem go away. So it's really somebody who cares.
Okay. And you know what? Homeowners are buying. Here's the best part about this. You just validated what I've always known, and it's hard for me to tell people this. Homeowners are propagandized in life to get 3 bids or more.
Right.
You can't get 3 handymen to show up, first of all. I'll guarantee you. I defy anyone to call 3 companies and have all 3 show up. Just don't call 5 and get 3 out of the 5 show up. Just call 3. Randomly call 3. Leave a message, because of the 3, only 1 will answer. And then see if all 3 show up. If they do, high five, we'll buy lotto tickets.
Right, exactly.
But here's the thing.
Say that date.
Homeowners are going to typically choose the company they're going to do business with based on the person sitting in front of them. They're going to have a gut feel. They're going to say, this guy I trust. This guy I like. This guy I can do business with. That's it. Yes, price is a factor. If this guy they like, but he's twice the price of everyone, red flag.
Right.
But HandyPro is always right in the middle. You're never the most expensive. You're never the cheapest.
Right.
Is that fair to say?
It's fair to say. We're definitely not the
that's
cheapest.
the feedback
Definitely
we
not
get.
the most expensive, for sure.
So having homeowners like you and your customers know that your guys have good integrity and they're nice people, that beats the other half of it. Because look, if you Google handyman and you click under Google the news,
oh boy,
the first 3 or 4 are murderers.
Handyman
murder, handyman attacker, handyman this. Whoa.
Got to be careful, don't you?
Do you do criminal history?
We do back. Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
We do it state. We do it federal. Driver's license. Yep.
You got
part
it.
of our certification process. Absolutely. If I can't put them in my grandma's house, they're not working for us.
And that's part of the problem.
So,
Yeah, I don't
they're not
blame
easy
you.
to find. They're
Never
not
easy.
But you know, they're,
It's never
they're
easy.
out there. If they were, we wouldn't exist, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
So, with that being said, you said the number one choice on the list is not one thing; it's a list.
it is.
Homeowners come to you and say, "I have a whole list of things to do."
It is.
Okay, so that's a great piece of advice for everyone listening. If you're going to hire a handyman, yes, obviously the tendency of a homeowner is to just give him 1 or 2 items to see how he does. And then once he's there, then you pull out the real list, and then wham, here comes the 50 items I really need done.
While you're here,
yeah,
it's great.
And
it's
so-
an honor. When somebody says that, that means you're taking care of them.
Okay, so let me ask you this. It presents a problem for you, though. You budget time based on what they request.
Absolutely.
I need a handrail reinstalled because I ripped it out.
Right.
Putting in a new mattress that they couldn't get up the staircase. And the handrail's been on the side of the floor for about 9 months now. And I
You
think
work for our company?
Right. Hey, listen, I get the requests that go to you.
Right.
So we see them. I read them on my eyeballs go backwards in my head. That's one of the requests. I need this IKEA desk that I bought that goes up and down and has plugs and it's all cool. It's sitting on the floor half built because I haven't finished it. And by the way, I did it in August and now it's December.
Right.
You get those requests?
All the time. It's usually, my husband, I love him dearly, but he's just not getting to this. Can you come over and take
And here's
care
my
of it?
credit card.
Right.
Just
And the
charge
guys
whatever.
call, us, with our egos. Yeah, I can do this. I just don't have time.
Yeah, too busy, Let's just get it done.
That's just the same thing I would say.
So the question is you go to the house,
Mm-hmm.
the homeowner agrees right now we're going to do 2 items. The 2 items are, 8 to noon.
Mm-hmm.
Noon comes around, the homeowner's like, oh my God, this is great. Thank you so much. Okay, come here. And they think the guy's there all day and he's got a 1 o'clock appointment to go to put a handrail on a deck and paint a skylight or whatever it is, right?
Oh, you're so spot on.
And so your guy now has to be trained to say, Mrs. Jones, while I'd love to stay and do the rest of the job, I need you to call my office and reschedule because I have another appointment.
Right.
That a homeowner will be really upset if I didn't go there. And if it was you, you'd be upset if I didn't come to you. So
That's the training that's word for word.
right?
Word for word.
That's why I want to come to your office and we should talk about this because I have it all sound bites.
Right.
And I have it so the homeowner's like, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
And then you pre-do that. All right, we're going to take a quick break. We've got Keith Paul, HandyPro, HandyPro.com. Come on now. Text us 97136 if you have any questions. We're going to take a quick break. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.
HireItDone.com. When there's work to be done around or in your home, when there's money to be spent, you don't want to go wrong. We're people you can trust. Oh, get advice from us. What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
It's the weekend. Perfect time to hire it done. Good morning, everyone. My name's Adam Helfman. I'm your host. Thanksgiving's coming up. Yep. Today we're going to talk about Thanksgiving tips, plumbing tips, all kinds of stuff. But this is the Home Improvement Radio Show that teaches you, the homeowner, how to fix, repair, or remodel everything within the 4 corners of your lot. Not a do-it-yourself show, but I'm not anti-do-it-yourself because you know what? Do-it-yourself is... it's important. People want to try things themselves. People like to take on projects. But the reality is you want to also know that if you got a problem, you can hire a pro and how you're going to get there. But today we're going to have some good advice because we have the holiday coming up and things like that. So, but you want to know about the show, let me just give you a little history. I'm a 4th-generation contractor, born and raised in the home improvement business. 4th generation, that's right. I've done a lot of remodeling, like a lot. So I want to share my experience, my knowledge, and my do's and don'ts with you, the homeowner. So if you're thinking of hiring a contractor, you'll know what to do, what to ask, and the resources. It's just good information. And if you like the information, I want you to share it with your friends. It's that simple. We have a really good show lined up today. I've got a professional painter coming on, talking about painting tips in the colder weather. Can you still paint outside or not? What about inside work? Is prepping your paint job the best way to get the job done properly? A lot of good painters out there, and a lot of bad ones. How do you know between good and bad? That's an important situation. So we want to make sure, that you, as a homeowner, are set up for the right advice and the right information. Nothing more, nothing less. Did you know the inside of your house, the air quality is 5 times dirtier than the outside air? That's right. It's kind of gross, but I've got a contractor coming on who does duct cleaning, and he'll be in the next hour, and that's really some good stuff. So, but first, I want to talk about a little bit of a breaking home improvement news. Breaking news, my friends. This is what we're going to call it. Did you know that Lowe's stopped selling hot dogs? Now, as a contractor, one of the exciting things about going to a big box store is to get a hot dog. Whether I go to Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, and, convenience, right? I want a hot dog. What's the one over here? I think it's Home Depot has the guy Frank's a lot. But Lowe's is not selling hot dogs anymore. What are we going to do? Is that going to deter you from not going to Lowe's? Are you a contractor? Let me know. Text me 97136 for the ticket text. We'll see what kind of responses we get this morning. But, yeah, every time I think of hot dog, I think of Costco too, though. Because Costco, I think, is still my favorite for hot dogs. I don't know if it's the $1.50 or what, but it's just a Costco hot dog's good. And I've got finished basement tips today. We got really good stuff going on, but let's get into this week's mailbag question.
Let's go to the mailbag, brought to you by the UPS Store. The UPS Store. Pack, ship, print, mailboxes, and more.
Dear Adam, we've got Keith Paul from HandyPro in studio. Welcome back, Keith.
Thank you, Adam.
So, let me ask you this. You got handypro.com. Any homeowner who needs a handyman, they go right to the website, handypro.com, and can they request it right on the website?
They can. Right now, they can request it. In about 3 weeks, they can book it.
Yeah.
So, pretty exciting stuff coming up.
Yeah, and you have a new app that you're going to have?
We do. We've been working on 2 years, and in 3 weeks, it's going to be ready for launch. It's sort of like the Uber for the taxi industry.
Sure.
This
location based.
Right.
It tells you where the handyman is on his way, and people see the map.
Yeah. So exactly. So what's going to happen is, if you need a grab bar for yourself or maybe for your mom, right? You can just go online. You can say, I need a grab bar. You see, it's going to be $135, $189, whatever it is. And you select it. You pick the time you want somebody there. You get to pick the craftsman. And you know the history of them. You get them based on ratings. Customer ratings, 4 or 5.
Boom, 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 and you can click on it.
You're done.
That's it.
Now you got somebody there. It's that simple.
So is someone just texted in?
You can do it online too.
Is it charge per hour or the job? And do you
This
supply
one's
the
by
parts?
the job.
It's by the job.
And you get a big description, what's included. So
Perfect.
No surprises, like you said earlier. Fill that gap.
So that's important. So what if I bought something and I decide I can't put it in? I can still have you guys install it.
That's what happens quite often. Exactly. You get a faucet or something. Oh, you know what? I looked underneath the sink. Forget it.
I got you. Let me ask you this: if you install something I purchased and it ends up being wrong, homeowner knows ahead of time. You communicate, hey, listen, we're installing your product. If there's a problem with your product, you're responsible. Correct?
Correct.
Okay. So
doesn't mean we always do that. I have to go to Home Depot anyway. I'm going to be there. I'll pick up the part and I'll just stop by.
Yeah.
But we can't be responsible for anything that we don't supply for sure.
So I go on handypro.com. I make my appointment to do it. Are we talking you'll be there in a couple hours, a couple days, a couple weeks? What's the status?
It all depends. Most of the time we can get within 48 hours. If it's July, it might be 4 or 5 days depending on the day. But we have 15 craftsmen, right?
Yeah.
So if we are booked out a week, the chances are we'll get a cancellation or two in the next couple days. But sometimes we can get out the same day. Like, right now, between December 15th, January 15th, it's a little bit slower, for homeowners because we're all doing our Christmas stuff.
Yeah,
so we can
pushing
get
it
out
off
same day many times. Hey,
which
we
is
need somebody
important.
in a couple hours. All depends. We depends which craftsman's available and who can do what they need done.
Okay, so that's actually really good. Now, are you hiring?
Always.
Will you train?
Always.
So we got to pass a drug test, got to pass a background test, and have a valid driver's license. Those are the three.
Those, the very minimum.
Right.
Very minimum, and then we do actual on-site. Can they say what they say they're going to do? Because everybody's a painter, right? You give somebody a brush, you get to see. Okay, painting's really professionally.
I'd be honest with you, I'm the only guy that knows and will always say, and everyone hears me knows this on Hire It Done. From the neck down, Keith, I'm worth minimum wage.
Right.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm even worth that much. So
if you see me on a job site with a tool belt, you better dial 911. Literally. Okay. Now from the chin up, it's a little different story, right?
Right.
So for you, and anyone out there who knows someone that's looking for a good, solid job, a solid, good handyman can make good money with you, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
Do you have a range?
50, 60, 70,000. We have a guy making six figures.
They're that good.
Works hard. Oh yeah. Everybody thinks that handyman just has to know a little bit. It really a good handyman is like a licensed builder.
They call him a jack of all trades, man.
Jack of all trades, right? But you have to know how to do tile. You have to know how to caulk. You know how to do finished carpentry, rough carpentry, and plumber and electrician, all that kind of stuff.
Let me ask you a question. Building permits and codes, because you're in different states. Different states have different codes, different permit requirements. Now the state of Michigan doesn't require a permit for smaller projects. Did you know that?
Anything under $600.
No, it's changed.
It's changed.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting my renewal for my builder's license, because it comes up 2020 for all the builders in the state.
May.
So I'll probably learn that. It doesn't matter. We're licensed. So, no, tell me more about that.
So you don't need to be licensed to be a painter in the state of Michigan anymore.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Do you drywall repair either?
No. So the maintenance and alteration, they've changed.
Gotcha.
And so we're gonna have a full update on all the codes and licensing. However,
what does that mean for the homeowner?
That's the problem. It should help you and I because we want to tell people, listen. But I guess it was rampant. There's so many people that didn't pull permits, and
Sure.
But I think it's something like $4,000 or less. You don't need a permit.
That is news to me. Thanks for letting me know.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is
protect your audience because
Well, of course, that's the whole point. So if I send you business, we all need to know that. But my point is even educating your handymen. Now, please, everyone listening, I don't want to be gender in specific, but I'm old school and it's a handyman. If you're a lady and you have female,
we do.
Right? Do they get upset when you say the handy person? What do you call
Not
it?
at all. They laugh. Yeah.
We
only have a few of them across the states, but we are definitely we want. I mean, the perception of homeowners when you have a female handy woman come into the house is they're so detailed and they're right.
You need more handy women.
Oh, absolutely. Anybody listening, call Adam and he'll put you in contact.
I'm just saying because you know what? Listen, there's always that. But when you have a handyman come over, you got to put. I want to get. I've had requests coming to her. I know you've gotten these. I bought these Decora GFCI plugs that have the USB and the iPhone charger built into them. I got 6 of them. I need someone to come put them in. Now, do you need an electrician or can you have a handyman put the plug in?
Right.
That's the question, right? Yeah. Or I bought a new faucet with the pull-out sprayer and the deluxe, hands-free.
You need a handyman.
It's got a battery. It's got electrical. It's got a plug. I got a toilet with a heated seat.
Right.
Right?
Or a bidet or something.
So you guys can handle all that, though.
We can handle most of it. There's a point if we're running lines, you got to have a
electrician
or a licensed plumber. And the good thing is because we've been in this industry, as you know, that you get to meet when you hear about a good company, you just keep their name because it's so hard to find a good plumber and a good electrician and so forth.
If anyone has a question for Keith Paul at HandyPro.com, you can text us 97136. You can always go to HandyPro.com directly. So what's your outlook for 2020? Big year?
Probably the biggest that we've had. because it's funny. Your team here, Keith, was talking to us and saying, "What's the change in the industry? What's changing at HandyPro?" And I said, the business that we're doing is not changing. Everybody's going to need a handyman. Robots can't do it. My son's an AI engineer. Right. He can't AI and engineer.
Is he really? He's artificial intelligence?
Yeah.
No
he's
way.
24. I'm so proud. I could do another show just on my kids, but. Yeah, he's awesome. But you always handyman just needs heart and soul, right? You need what
you can't put new cabinet pulls on except a handyman.
What is changing is how people are being connected with that handyman. So with
electronics,
us putting
Internet
up
of Things,
our app and putting up, you can book online and you can get loyalty points. You can see the status of the job. You can get before and after pictures instantly. You can know when your craftsman's on the way. That's what people want.
So someone can say, "Hey Siri, call HandyPro," or Alexa Skills. Hey, Alexa.
You're right. Hey, it works. It's going to say, "Yeah, when would you like your appointment, Adam?"
Oh my God, sorry, I couldn't hear you. Whoops. Yeah, my phone just did that. Anyways, so the technology, now artificial intelligence, we're going to go off topic really quick. Mm-hmm. I heard from Bill Gates that with proper implementation of AI, and we're not talking Terminator AI, we're talking real world AI, mm-hmm. we can solve pollution and clean up pollution in the oceans with AI in 10 years or less. How about that climate change, people?
Amen. It's all about data, right? Finding out, okay, well, if we can do this little thing, and what if we multiply it and we can clean the air this way?
Right, and they run a scenario, and they run every calculation. It's like Q.
Unbelievable.
Right?
Absolutely.
Number one. So that's the whole point. So you think it's going to be a good year. You're hiring. If someone wants to get to you, go to handypro.com. You have a job inquiry link.
There's a career builder thing there, and you can just put your application. And you can see videos on what makes HandyPro different because our goal is to be the greatest place to work. It really is.
Homeowner just emailed in. How do I know if I'm getting a fair estimate for what I need done?
After you ask Adam, because he'll tell you.
Thank you.
It's a good question because prices vary. If you call a gentleman from next door. Your price could be 50% different than somebody that's a professional handyman service.
Less is not better, folks. Remember, HandyPro is never the most expensive, never the cheapest. They're in the middle. Now, should you get other prices? Up to you. Do I recommend getting other prices? Of course, in most times. But in a handyman situation, they're there. Over the phone, they'll give you the quote. They're licensed, insured. They have overhead. It's one of those things. Keith, end of the hour.
We blanked.
Keith Paul, handypro.com. You're the best, man.
Oh, thanks for having us.
Say hi. Shout out to the HandyPro crew.
Hey, everybody at HandyPro. You guys rock. Thank you very much for making HandyPro.
I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.
HireItDone.com.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman, the Hire It Done Radio Network. I talk a lot on the show about saving money on your energy bills. Whether it's upgrading energy efficiency, high-efficiency furnaces, or outside-the-box solutions like solar. What a lot of homeowners don't realize is that almost any home improvement you do to make your home more efficient also potentially qualifies you for some sort of rebate or a credit. So in today's Going Green, I'm going to tell you how to get some green. It's my favorite color, green.
It's time for Going Green with Hire It Done. Brought to you by Consumers Energy, business energy efficiency programs.
Yeah, I love this. It's a good segment. Anyways, you want to save money, this is how you're going to do it. Some of the most useful, most frequently overlooked energy rebates are offered through the utility company. Let's start by taking a look at some of those. Now, listen, if you have a business, there's also business rebates. So don't forget about that. And, coming up next, we got Tom Mackey from Dana Insulation. And he's going to help us with the, implementation of the installation. And he's going to give you a deal you can't refuse. Just ask my team all about him. He knows. They all know. So, if you're thinking about getting a high-efficiency furnace, did you know Consumers Energy offers a $200 rebate when you upgrade to a 95% efficiency furnace and up to $400 on a 97% efficiency model. Think about that. So if you're getting a new furnace today, don't let some furnace guy come in and say to you, and this is the scam that some furnace companies do. Oh, we have to condemn your furnace. It's leaking. It's leaking carbon monoxide. And we just happen to have a truck in the area that has the same furnace that's high efficiency for you. We'll do it right now. I mean, really, dude? That happened to one of my friends here at the station. I won't tell you who and I won't tell you what company, but it was a total scam. Obviously not a hired done company, but I was like, dude, you can't. That's not right. So I gave him one of my guys. My guy came out and said, look, here's the deal. Here's a 95%er. You get this much off. Here's a 97%er. But here's my point, folks. The best furnace for your house, the best air conditioner, the best energy efficient anything is only as good as the installer. I know it's cliche. The best window is the one that's installed properly. Well, it's the truth. Thank God for Glenn Hagee. He came up with that, and I love him for it. May he rest in peace. Now I use that about the best roof, the best waterproofer, the best furnace. It's the one that's installed properly. Please understand that. Okay? And you got to understand, my friends, that's why it's important to find the right contractor. You don't want to go and say, oh, I bought this furnace off eBay, Marketplace, Facebook, and now I got a guy to install it. Forget about it. If you upgrade your standard thermostat to a Wi-Fi thermostat, you know you get a $50 rebate? It's half the cost of a smart thermostat. Do it. Go to Home Depot. Go to Lowe's, Menards. Go grocery shopping at Menards, then get a thermostat at the same time. That's what I love about it. I'm going to get a big box of cereal and my plugs and light bulbs. Life is good. So how about consumers in DTE offer $50 rebates on furnace and AC tune-ups? Hire It Done right now has a $99 furnace tune-up. Most furnace tune-ups are $149, $129. Hire It Done has a furnace tune-up, $99. Go to hireitdone.com. Bam. Our guys will come out for $99 and do the full $150 tune-up for $99. It really, really makes sense to do that. Now, rebates aren't just limited to heating and cooling. If you get an Energy Star certified dehumidifier, you get a $20 rebate. You could add up all the rebates, and you can save a lot of money. Up about $350. It's a lot of money, friends. Now, what about appliances? What if you want to recycle them? You got a new refrigerator? You got the old one? You stick the old one in the garage and plug it in. It's an energy suck. Think about it. An old refrigerator plugged in your garage costs $150 a year to run. Get rid of it. All you do is stick stuff in the freezer, and then you throw it out after a while anyways, and then the power goes out, and then you have to throw it out anyways. Yeah, you can put popping beer in, but still, come on now. How about solar? I'm going solar. I want to go solar. Have you heard of this company, Power Home Solar and Roofing? I think that guy's got his stuff together. Like, I think they're the real deal, legit. I'm excited to explore more with them. Anyways, they're getting more efficient solar products. Solar cells, the way it's used. You know, it used to be, solar, you run your house when the solar's on. But now the solar charges batteries, just like your phone, right? And then when at night, you use the battery power instead of the grid. Bing, bong, gaboom. Perfect. I love it. So if you think about that, and solar gives you big energy credits. The Solar Renewable Energy Credit, SREC, right? You get up to 30% of the total installation cost of your system. Now, I don't know if there's a limit, like 30% up to $10,000, $12,000, but listen, if you spend $30,000 on solar, 30% is $9,000 back. Man, oh man. Jeff K at 30,000 feet. Anyways, if you're listening, you can also watch us on Facebook Live. I don't know if you know that. You go to Facebook and you check on Facebook Live. It's pretty cool. You got a question this morning? Hello, Adam. I was thinking about buying the house I'm renting, but I'm sure it's going to need a lot of repair. Depending on what appraiser comes back with, should I hire one contractor that does many things like drywall, plumbing, electrical, or hire a different contractor for each project? Anthony in Redford. You know what, Anthony? It's a really good idea. You can get a contractor that does multiple things and package it all together. Depends on how much you need, to be honest. But you might save money doing it that way. But you got to find a contractor who knows how to do it all. And if you're fixing up the house, you gotta get a permit, get the appraisal. Redford's a hot area, by the way, if that's where you're living. But if you get, electrical and plumbing, you got to hire a licensed guy. So your general contractor that you hire can do and organize it all, and you might pay him a fee, but you might get it done quicker, more efficiently, and more professional. Like I said, that's how it goes. How about if you're buying a new house? I have people calling me all the time for new houses. I got a great home inspector. His name's Dan Welch. And if you're a builder and you're posing as somebody who's like building a custom home in Birmingham, but you never built in Birmingham, don't mess with Hire It Done. We'll pull out, call out, we'll peel away layers you never even thought you knew you had. You thought you built a good house. You thought the siding was done right. You thought James Hardy was going to approve it. You thought Birmingham was going to give you that egress window. Guess what? You thought wrong. Adam, I had a heating contractor bid me a new heating and cooling system. It was called Dakin F Fit System with a modulating furnace. The air conditioner was more like one of those mini split air conditioners. They called it partial load. Do you know anything about this, Ed? You know what, Ed? I don't. I've never even heard of Daikin. I've heard of Mitsubishi. Those split systems are for houses that you can't run ductwork everywhere, so you split it up. That's what they call it, a split. Anyways, I really don't know that. Taking too long? Then be prepared for paying a bonus clause if the project finishes early. Number four. Look for a contractor who's solution-minded. And what I mean by that is look for someone who identifies and solves problems instead of placing blame. Before you hire someone, ask what happens when a job goes wrong. Great contractors will have great answers. Number five. You don't necessarily want to hire the cheapest or the most expensive contractor. The cheapest contractors are more likely to cut corners, while the most expensive are not necessarily performing the best work. That's why more often than not, the best value comes from contractors who are priced in the middle of the road. If you like these tips, I've got a whole hour of home improvement advice coming your way. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com. When there's work to be done around or in your home, when there's money to be spent, you don't want to go wrong. What you don't know can hurt you. We're people you can trust. All your home improvement needs. Get advice from us. What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Good morning. This is the Hire It Done Radio Show. My name's Adam Helfman. I'm your host. I got a jam-packed hour of home improvement coming your way. My friend Jeff K's in studio. Whoop, whoop. Alio Oglio. 8:15, we're going to be talking about why you should remodel a bathroom. I got 8:30, Dan and Kris Paulson of Paulson's Audio Video. I'll be joining me to talk about shopping for electronics this holiday season and a whole lot more. Did you ever think about putting a flat screen above a fireplace? If you turn the fireplace on, does it melt the bottom of the back screen? You just spend all this money on that new Sony 8K, blah, 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 megahertz, super high def. You can see the pimples underneath the makeup, kind of high def. What are you going to do with that heat? Well, we're gonna learn how to properly do that. We're going to learn what the great home improvement gifts are and why you should shop local. I'm excited about that. And up first, I get a lot of people email me questions. I try to answer every one of them. Of course, we do a mailbag segment on the show. each week. But a lot of times the questions aren't long enough to fill a whole segment, or maybe they just don't fit the topic that's of this week's show. But it's okay. Since it's almost the end of the year, I had my producer go back into our emails and pull some of the more commonly asked and more interesting questions that we didn't have a chance to answer over the past year. So these are the common home improvement questions. So I'm going to give you these questions with quick answers, okay? I had a question recently. We built our house 5 years ago. When the weather starts to warm and humidity rises, our garage floor sweats excessively. Is there anything we can do to stop this? The garage floor sweats. It's too hot in there. Here it is. The dampness of that garage floor may be caused by the original preparation of the floor or a lack of drainage. Maybe there was no vapor barrier or lack of crushed stone. Until the floor warms to the ambient temperature, use a fan. That may help a great deal. You got a wet floor, that's a problem. How often should I have my chimney swept? I have a 5-year-old chimney and use it mostly on weekends during the winter months. Yeah. Chimney sweep is like a lost art. But if you have a fireplace that's brick, then you should definitely have your chimney swept every couple of years, especially if you use it on a regular basis. If not, buy creosote remover. It's like one of those Duralog flames things. You put it in there and it has the creosote. And what it does is, for somehow the way when the burn, it gets the creosote that's built up in the chimney, it gets it to go out. Here's another question I get. I have wood floors that's showing its age. What are my options? Well, if it's a pre-finished or not, whether it's engineered or it's the old school wood floors, sand off and refinish. Now, there are some wood floor cleaners today, professional, like carpet cleaners. Night Owl Express has a wood floor steam clean. Sometimes that's all you need to do. And let me tell you, it's pretty cool. Shout out to Sarah Sells and Greg Grapsitis. They're listening. Friends of Hire It Done. The landscaper. Here's another question. I'm so tired of using soap and water on my granite. It takes forever to clean and remove the soapy film. I'd love a cleaner that I can spray and wipe for dried foods and spills. I'm starting to hate my granite because it's so high maintenance. Thanks in advance for any suggestions. It's funny. Granite, quartz, marble. Who puts marble tops in a kitchen? Marble stains, folks, first of all. So don't use marble. Granite's great. Now, there's specifically made cleaners for granite countertops. Just go to Hard Rock Stoneworks. They're my guys. They have cleaners. And by the way, new granite comes sealed, and you can put a seal on it. There's all kinds of ways to do it. Now, here's one that's relative right now. I was told that I should change the direction of my ceiling fan that spins during the cooler months. And since I've never done that, I'm not sure in which way they should spin. If you have a ceiling fan in the wintertime, summertime, what's the right way to counterclockwise, clockwise? Is it helping you save energy? What's the status? How do you do that? Well, it's always a big question and a good answer. When your fan spins counterclockwise, my friends, they move air around the room, creating a cooling wind chill effect. Fans can also help bring heated air down to the earth to create a warming effect. Because heat rises, goes up to your ceiling. You want the warm air at body level. That's the way you do it. So there's a switch on the side of your fan. And also run the fan at your lowest speed because it's always just moving air. That's the key. Okay? Here's another question. Do you add basements to a home? I'm currently on a crawl space and want to add some square footage to my home. Would love some suggestions. I do have a contractor who adds basements to a crawl space. Can you imagine you have a crawl space and he'll put your house, jack it up, and dig a foundation and then pour a floor, put the walls in, boom, 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 and then slowly put your house back down. How exciting is that? Talk about major surgery. That's some serious construction. But again, we want you to know that's how things go here, right? And it's important. So it's expensive too, as you know. Everyone knows bathroom renovations are popular. But when's the right time to renovate a bathroom? When's the wrong time? What time of year? Is it whenever? It's interior work. Bathroom renovations is the number one. Kitchen and bath is number one in home improvement. Painting, handyman. If you want to renovate a bathroom, there's no time like the present. Coming up next, I'm going to be talking about bathroom renovations. I'm Adam Helfman, and you're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.
When there's work to be done around or in your home, when there's money to be spent, you don't want to go wrong. We're people you can trust. Oh, get advice from us. What you don't know can hurt you. HandyPro.com.
Good morning. That's right, it's the weekend. Perfect time to hire it done. My name's Adam Helfman. I'm your host. Home improvement expert, fourth generation contractor. Done a heck of a lot of remodeling. And I'm here to share with my information, my experience, my knowledge, my mistakes with you, the listener, hoping that you learn from me, having a hassle-free home improvement. I want you to enjoy this content. We have a great show lined up. But, you know, just a little history. Today and every day, we want to explore the topics of home improvement, everything that's popular, items that you might not think of. And as the weathers change, as your house makes noises, you know what? We're going to make sure that you get the best advice. You see, Hire It Done is all about hassle-free home improvement. We're all about helping you, the homeowner, fix, repair, or remodel everything within the four corners of your lot. I'm not a do-it-yourself show. I'm not anti-do-it-yourself. I'm just pro-do-it-for-me, which means I'd rather you hire a really good contractor and get it done right than have you try and do it yourself, watching videos on YouTube or seeing some 30-minute TV show on HGTV and being misled that it's, you know, a bunch of fuzzy math. Let's do it right. Call a pro, ask the right questions, have them put it in writing, have them perform, monitor the situation, pay them, and rinse and repeat. Ain't nothing wrong with that. So that's how we work here. You know, if your basement's flooding and you got water coming in your basement, what are you going to do? Try and dig up a trench on your own? Go from the outside, the inside? Who are you going to call? You don't have X-ray vision. That's why Hire It Done exists. We're here to help you, the homeowner, find the proper contractor so that you don't have to worry. Your house is your biggest investment. Your roof, your foundation. Think about it. Why would you have anything but that kind of problem if you don't want to hire the right guy? And that's the issue, finding the right contractor. How do you do that? What questions do you ask? I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, this economy is really good. And good contractors are busy. A lot of contractors lose the ability to say, we care, we don't care. I'll show up, you want it, I'll throw a big price. You take it, great, I'll make big money. If you don't take it, no big deal, I'm busy. That's a terrible attitude for contractors. But they're really busy. So what do you do? As a homeowner, what do you do? Well, I'll give you an example. Here's a simple situation. If you call
also be pretty amazing. It's so amazing that millions of people a year are getting their cash back matched. They just can't get enough. So whether it's raining down on your head or raining into your bank account, it's your cash back, and Discover is matching it. Discover Cashback Match. What are you waiting for? Learn more at discover.com/match.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. Anyways, why should you remodel a bathroom? Is it something you want to do? Everyone knows that I have a toilet thing because I love a good toilet. Heated seat, built-in bidet, built-in exhaust fan. I mean, we all sit on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter on our toilets. Don't tell me you don't. You know you do. I have a squatty potty, by the way, too. It works. Anyways, it's no secret that the two most popular categories in home improvement are kitchen and bathroom models. And if you go to any home improvement website, including mine, hireitdone.com, or watch any home remodeling show, chances are you're going to run into a bathroom remodel. Remember, HGTV, all those channels, in 30 minutes they remodel the whole bathroom. Oh, that's not the reality, though. They tell you it's $1,500. That's all BS. It's not true. So we got to make sure that we all know the reality of reality. And so getting a bathroom remodel done, it's not easy. If you hire the right guy, the right contractor, then you're okay. But why it's so popular? Is it just people like me who like to talk about it on radio and TV every week? I think there's more to it than just that. And to really get to the bottom of it, I went to one of Hired Done's top bathroom remodelers. He's been on the show quite a bit, Jim Segi Renovations. And I asked him, why are bathroom renovations so popular? I think what Jim had to say was pretty interesting. That's why I'm bringing it up today. You're going to pay for your bathroom whether you remodel it or not. So you may as well remodel it so that you get something for your money. Well, that's interesting that he said that. Now you might be saying, hey, wait a minute. What do you mean I'm going to pay for it either way? Well, let's unpack it. Let's say that you plan to stay in your current home for about 5 years. Average homeowner spends 5 to 7 years in a home. These days, most homeowners sell after about that. We're going to ask Sarah Sells one day. She's going to give us the pro answer. Sarah Grapsita. She's a real estate agent. I'm looking for good real estate agents, by the way, for Hire It Done. If you know one, text me 97136 or you can email me, adam@hireitdone.com. So if your bathroom's out of date and it hasn't been updated since the 90s, this means when you go list your home for a sale 5 years down the road, you're going to have to look at some other's homes in your subdivision. Remember, real estate pricing is all about comps. Comps means comparable pricing, or nearby properties with comparable characteristics. So if you go list your home and all the available comps have updated bathrooms and you have a bathroom from 1992, what do you think the homeowner is going to look at? They're going to be like, oh, I have to fix this bathroom up. They're going to offer you less. That's what he means by you having to pay for it. Now, it's not a bad point. I think when homeowners remodel bathrooms, the best way to remodel a bathroom is to do it for the enjoyment factor. The ultimate bathroom to me is one with a heated floor, heated towel warmer, lots of light, big shower head coming out of the top, out of the head, out of the belly, from the floor. I want the Amazon rain shower. I want a steam unit where I can put eucalyptus oil, clear my sinuses in the bathroom. I want a toilet that's called Comfort Height, so it's a little bit higher. I want a heated seat. I want a bidet. I want it all done the right way. It's called healthy style. Some of you know that. Some of you don't. Anyways, that's how you do it. The average bathroom today, can you get a bathroom for $7,500? Barely, but you can. Average bathroom, though, $15,000. $20,000. I did a bathroom for $75,000 recently. Handicap, of course. Helped out a homeowner. And let's just say this. It's worth it. Having your home improvement done properly by the right guy is awesome. Emily Karlichek says a mirror TV in the bathroom is a game changer. You know what? We're going to talk about that coming up soon. We've got Paulson's coming on. And these guys are everything smart home. Everything audio video. If you want a remote that works, you want a flat screen over a TV, you want your house with special lightings. You've heard of Sonos, Lutron? If you haven't, and you get all kinds of anxiety over home theater and getting a remote that actually works on everything, I have the solution for you. We've got Dan and Kris Paulson of Paulson's Audio Video. You've heard of them. They've been around a long time. And by the way, legit, okay? If you haven't bought anything for the holidays yet that's that TV related, go there. I'm telling you, you'll be thanking me. And they're going to be coming up. We're going to be talking to them everything about that. So, but how about a mirror TV? right? So you get out of the shower, and on the mirror in your bathroom is a TV, and you got the Dow Jones across the bottom. You're like, oh, my Bitcoin is up. Yeah, right? Apple's up. Facebook is up. Netflix, Google. I'm rich. Whoops. I guess I'm fantasizing. Must be all the steam. And then the ultimate bathroom has an infrared sauna, right? Think about an infrared sauna. That, my friends, is the way to go. So if you haven't had one, Google it. It's the best thing ever. And I want you to understand that because today, time is the new currency. That's right. The number one tool in your toolbox is not your checkbook anymore. It's time. And time is the new currency. Okay? Think about that for a second. Who has time to GC their own bathroom? Who has time to set up their home theater? Who has time for that? Nobody. I don't. That's why Hire It Done exists. We've got hassle-free home improvement. You come in your way. Time is really critical. So I want you all to understand that. And so when you hire it done, and you hire it done properly, meaning asking the right questions, asking the questions what everything is included, telling the contractor to say, hey, Mr. Contractor, thanks for putting everything included in this project. Can you now put everything down that's not included? That's called PhD home improvement. That's the next level. Okay? So understanding that allows you to spend the time with your family, allows you to spend the time getting other things done, multitasking and having it done right. You get the right contractor, boom, things go well, okay? And I would love for everyone to understand that. I don't want any problems. I want everyone to understand that there are good contractors out there. The problem is everyone likes to inflate the bad guy. Everyone wants to put a bad apple in the whole bunch. And so finding good contractors is not easy. However, I know where they are. That's why my company exists. We find the good contractors. And hey, it's free. What's the worst that happens? You call them up, you get an estimate, and you decide later. That's how I want to be. I don't want any high-pressure people. When my heating and cooling companies come to your house, Air Temp Mechanical, they're not there to pressure you into anything. Running right, they're there to sell you comfort. They're there to tell you what you need. You need roof that doesn't leak? Oh my God, I got the best. The best roofers in the industry. Just ask Brian Lee. I have confidence. I'm not cocky. I'm confident. I'm not arrogant. I'm assertive. There's a difference. When you're a success, that's how it rolls. If you want to learn from my mistakes, my friends, please keep listening. Paulson's is coming up next. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. Comes to home improvement, there's no shortage of myths, misconceptions out there. I think especially true when we talk about green home improvement. Is it just a fad, or you pay twice as much for a house that has green? It doesn't save you money. Well, I hear these myths all the time, and I'm going to break that down. Because what's real, what's a myth when it comes to green home improvement and remodeling?
It's time for Going Green with Hire It Done. Brought to you by Consumers Energy, business energy efficiency programs.
So what are the first myths for going green? You know, I know, right? Shout out to Mary Brenner. The first myth is that going green is more expensive. Is it? Is it really? Well, I don't know. The first thing that everyone thinks is that going green is going to cost you money, right? It may be true that some green products are more expensive than their conventional counterparts. However, when you consider the project as a whole, there's often opportunities to cut costs. So let's look at how you can cut costs, save money, be smart, things like that. Green homes are often referred to as high-performing homes because they're designed to be efficient, both in regards to energy and water. That means lower utility bills and significant savings over time. You don't have to take my word for it. According to the U.S. Green Building Council, the typical household spends about $2,150 a year on residential energy bills. That's why it might be sent. There's a company that we are going to be working with in Power Home Solar. They save you money. Solar roofing, right? Think about that. You might want to consider that. It's pretty cool. But anyways, there's a lot, LEED certified homes, LEED, L-E-E-D, can save 30 to 60% on those bills. Over a 10-year span, that's $12,000, in energy savings. And that's before we even talk about any tax credits, energy credits that you might be eligible for. And that's what everyone should be looking at. So you have to look at the project as a whole before you say it's too expensive. It's only worth it if you replace everything. That's another myth. Well, what does that mean? I hear this one all the time. But Adam, I don't need a high-efficiency furnace. If the rest of my home isn't energy efficient, it won't be worth it. This could not be further from the truth, and let me tell you why. You have to look at each appliance or each part of your home on a case-by-case basis. And what do I mean when I say that? Otherwise, you might be missing out on big savings. Let me use my personal favorite part of the home as an example. My toilet. Yeah, I know I love toilets, right? By replacing my old inefficient toilet with WaterSense labeled models, get a washlet, get a Toto toilet from my friends at Advanced Plumbing. The average family can reduce water used for toilets by 20 to 60%. That's nearly 13,000 gallons of water savings for your home every year. That's a lot of water, okay? They could also save more than $120 a year in water costs and about $2,200 over the lifetime of the toilet. Think about it. Welcome back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done radio network. So it's holiday season. You're out buying gifts. Cyber Monday, Black Friday, blah, 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 blah. Now it's the whole low price whole season, all the way through New Year's, actually. But, it seems to be that everyone wants something electronic for their house. Everyone wants to, make their life easier. And you see Alexa, you see, Google Home, all these things. And then you see smart home stuff and the thermostats. And, everybody's making a product. No one's converging them all. And, your TV talking to your thermostat and all these. And so how do you make sense of it all? Who's the leader in the industry in that? Who can just do all that and then at the same time just hang a TV for you? Is there somebody out there? Well, guess what? There is. And at Hire It Done, we're lucky today to have them here because we bring in the best people we can find. And you know what? The benchmark in home theater and smart home and audio video, all the terminology, we're going to get the right terminology. But the benchmark for local here in Metro Detroit is Paulson's Audio and Video. And joining me in the Hire It Done radio studio is Dan Paulson and Kris Paulson. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. So real quickly, Dan, why don't you tell the Hire It Done audience a little bit about Paulson's?
Paulson's Audio and Video, it's a family business. We've been in business for 27 years. Our father started it, and we're in Farmington Hills at 12 Mile in Halsted. We have a store where we carry and display all of the products that we sell, from televisions to motorized shades, theater systems, theater seating. But the other beautiful part about what we do is we also do a full-blown installation design center. We have a second location where it's our warehouse and production lab, where we are able to take products in, build systems for clients so we can help lessen the amount of time we're in their home so they can get back to their daily business and just enjoy their systems that we're installing for them. So you can come into our store. You can just pick up a 19-inch television if you'd like to, or you can have us help you design a complete whole house audio system that's automated, smart, from the beginning of the pushing your doorbell to hitting a good night button and having your whole house go to sleep for the evening.
Yeah, that's a lot. It's a lot of information. So here's what I want to break down for the listeners. Paulson's is local, Michigan owned.
Yes.
You're located on 12 Mile in Halstead?
Yeah, the northwest corner.
Northwest corner. And you're next to the Italian restaurant with the best breadsticks.
Oh.
Right?
It's too easy to eat way too many of those.
Right?
Absolutely.
I'm surprised you guys aren't all obese. Because I'll have, instead of getting pasta,
That's right.
I'll just take some marinara and some breadsticks for lunch.
Absolutely.
Anyways, but one thing about your showroom that I was attracted to is that today everyone's going digital, everyone's going online. You have a brick and mortar showroom where you can kick the tires. But when you walk in, there's a sign on the door. Will you tell everyone what the sign says?
Yeah, it's a yellow sign. It says, "Caution, our prices are lower than Best Buy and Costco."
Okay, so think about that. For everyone listening, there's a perception out there that, you get great TVs at Costco and Best Buy and all these places. But that's only half the battle. And it's not true, because if you go to Paulson's, they'll show you, they'll verify it, and you can validate that. Is that correct?
Absolutely. We always have iPods, computers. We show clients the price points, because we find you can tell a client 10 times over and they just smile and nod and say, okay, that's great. But then you pull out their phone or ask them to do it, and they look at it and they're like, wow, I didn't realize.
Right, and here it is. Now we're here. Let us, and by the way, we'll install it. We'll do all this other stuff.
Absolutely.
So that's an advantage. And so the key is making sure homeowners understand that and get them out to your place. Now, if a homeowner has questions, they can call. Do you ever come to their house?
We do, actually, and that's part of what Kris oversees, is our outside sales and design.
I mean, a big part of it is how's it going to work for them? Because, a lot of times the client has an idea of what they want or what they think they want to do with it, but obviously have no means to do it themselves or really know what bits and pieces to buy. So what we do offer, and a lot of our clients take advantage of it gladly, is we will come out and have one of our sales staff come out with one of the production team or one of our project managers and visit the site. And the client then goes through and kind of talks about what it is that they'd like to accomplish. We will go through then, evaluate the space, make recommendations, talk about some of the challenges the space may have, or some things that the clients wouldn't have any knowledge to expect.
Yeah.
Kind of lay it all out. And then we bring them back in the showroom and we present turnkey pricing. We present multiple options with multiple price points, because we have this large showroom. We have a lot to offer.
Yeah,
but then
do.
They make a decision, and then it's our team comes in, gets it done, and they just have to sit back and enjoy.
That's awesome. We're talking with Kris and Dan Paulson of Paulson's Audio Video. The website is www.paulsonsav.com. You guys open at 10 a.m. today. You're in Farmington Hills. The showroom is amazing. So I like that fact, and that you guys are offering the best of both worlds. Just like Kris, you just said, you come out to the house, you'll assess what they need. So, Kris, let me ask you a question. Is there a trend, like what's the number one request people have? Is there like a request for that?
It's been a variety of things. I mean, still mounting televisions is still very hot. I mean, TVs, technologies have changed a little bit. Nothing earth-shattering, other than they're just getting thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner and cooler looking. So we still do a lot of that. I want to mount it up over my fireplace. I want to, mount it in these different applications, or maybe they're on their second or third one getting mounted, but they still don't know how to do it themselves. But integration to smart would be it, and you mentioned earlier with it to Alexa, to Google Home, or other aspects of getting the house to react to them has been very popular lately.
So that's important, because that's called integration. And that's what you guys are good at. So you're going to, again, people are like hesitant to that, because, anything change. People are afraid to change. Back to the fireplace in the flat screen. Have people called you and said it melted their big screen? Is that a problem?
Yes.
None that we've ever installed. Let me start there. We've ever had an install, because we know what to do.
What's the solution?
Well, I mean, there's a couple things that have to come into play. At the very minimum, if there's nothing to act as a fire break or heat break, like a mantle, then it's very specific in terms of distances and things like that come into play. But it does vary based on the type of fireplace, because different fireplaces, from natural to gas with blower to different applications, actually have different projections of heat.
Yeah.
So then it's spacing. Typically, the minimum that you can have, there's a non-combustible that is by fire code that a non-combustible device, be it a mantle or a TV, can be that close to the fireplace. But that grows based on the type, like I said, of
course.
fireplace. So that's what our team will evaluate, make those recommendations, and avoid any of those concerns or horror stories you hear.
Can I have permission on the radio right now for homeowners who want to answer that question? Can they call you and ask, hey, I have a fireplace, I want to put a TV above it?
Absolutely.
Of course.
We, Adam, one of the big things about us, we do have a store people can come in, but we're all about helping a client. If that's simply answering a question, giving them great guidance,
sure,
we can do it with them, we can do it for them, or we can just help give them guidance and go from there. And, part of what we do, we have 33 employees in our company, and everyone has their own objectives to help take care of the clients. And, when you ask about mounting TVs above fireplace, I'm on the sales side with my team, and we're like, absolutely, we can do that. And then we have to defer to Kris and his team to make sure how we have to do it, what has to happen. But it's all about bringing that visual to life.
So if somebody buys the new Sony, 77-inch, 80-inch, 85-inch, whatever it is,
yeah,
and they got a beautiful horizontal fireplace, no mantle, and that fireplace is push but not height, and it's going straight up, you guys are going to come out there and basically say, all right, you need a mantle, and that'll deflect the heat, and then you got to keep the TV certain height above the fireplace, correct?
We're going to lay out those guidelines, correct?
Okay, now, is there a formula or a math equation for, the TVs now are 16 by 9, pretty much, and I got a couch, and I got the TV on the wall. Is there a rule of thumb? Let's demystify that for the audience.
I mean, the rule of thumb years ago, before high definition, was basically twice the diagonal should be your viewing distance, and that's based off the guy that likes to sit in the middle of the movie theater. So we still qualify a little bit further. I mean, because you get the guy that goes, "Oh no, I like sitting in the front row." That may shorten that distance a little bit. I mean, that distance is shortened dramatically now because of the density of the picture, of the resolution, has shortened that. I mean, the rough map formula that we've been using is like 1.3. But even then, we're still kind of getting a feel. The first question you hear all our sales staff kind of ask is, well, where do you sit when you go into the theater? Because that's where we're going to start. If they're like, oh, I'm in the back row, then we're going to adjust accordingly. But what's cool with our showroom is we then sit them down in front of these TVs at different distances. We'll park them in front of an 85 at 10 feet, which for some people is perfectly comfortable. And if first thing they do is they're leaning back and their eyes are bugging out, and we're like, all right, let's go over and look at the 65 or the 70, something like that. So we can give them that, front experience
I love that.
of it.
What about height of the TV? High up though on the wall or lower?
That varies too, depending on the aesthetics, depending on what furniture's below, what the height of the ceiling is. We are very, very cognizant of the decor of the room, because the television is something you're watching, but it's always there in the room, whether it's on or off.
Yeah.
And we can give those, what we actually call the eye test in our showroom. We don't tell a client what size something is, because everyone goes in and they have a preconceived notion of what's too big, what's too small. But you know what? You want to enjoy it, and this is what we're doing, is providing entertainment. So like Kris said, we sit them down in front of a TV and say, how does that feel? And we have the luxury to do that with our store.
Well, that's the best part about Paulson's, is that you get to try before you buy. And then you can do different things, and that's important. We're talking with Dan Paulson and Kris Paulson of Paulson's Audio Video. If you have a question, home theater, smart home, anything, Internet of Things, text us 97136. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about popular gifts, what you can get now, and can they put in a whole home theater before the New Year's? I'm just kidding. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network.
HandyPro.com. When there's work to be done around or in your home, when there's money to be spent, you don't want to go wrong. We're people you can trust. Oh, get advice from us. What you don't know can hurt you. HandyPro.com.
It's the weekend. Perfect time to hire it done. Welcome, everyone. My name's Adam Helfman. Sitting down today. My new seat. I like to do my radio show standing up, but they got a new setup in the studio, new equipment, so it's allowing me to sit. I like standing, so if I get ants in my pants, maybe you'll know what I got to do. But hey, thanks for tuning in. This is the Home Improvement Radio Show that teaches you, the homeowner, how to fix, repair, or remodel everything within the four corners of your lot. It's not a do-it-yourself show. And I want you to know I am not anti-do-it-yourself. I'm just pro do-it-for-me. So hopefully you'll enjoy this show. You'll enjoy the content. And you'll enjoy what we're going to be talking about. Because this morning and every Saturday morning, we'll be talking about all the home improvement ideas, tips, trends, contractors, whatever you need for your house. I want to teach you how to have a hassle-free home improvement. It's not hard. Remember, what you don't know can hurt you. So it's important that we're all on the same page. And that's what I want you to do. And by the way, if you're thinking of remodeling your house, we got a good couple guests on. We had a great interview that we did. We recorded over the weekend that we're going to play later. The water quality in your house is pretty bad. So we have an interview from Beauchamp's Water Treatment Solutions. And I learned a lot. And I didn't realize, city water, we used to say, oh, Detroit has the best water. And it's drinkable, no problem. But, boil advisory, you got the Flint crisis. I think we've let our infrastructure get a little bit down. So you might want to check the quality of your water. And you know what? What's the worst that happens if you get a filter? Put a water filter in. I'll tell you what. I put one in and it made a big difference. Tastes better. What are you going to spend all this money on bottled water all the time? You can do it out bottled water, better than bottled water quality coming out of your faucet. We're going to talk about that later. But we've got some good guests today. I got Steve Iverson from Finished Basements Plus. He's a rock star when it comes to remodeling in basements. In fact, he's one of the best contractor of the year. He's won all kinds of awards. We're going to be talking to him.
The chip in your windshield is bigger than a quarter, the windshield should be replaced. Many insurance companies will waive the deductible on your comprehensive coverage for a windshield repair. Call us at 1-800-ASK-GLASS to ask if you qualify, or visit hendersonglass.com.
Target Steel is delivering like never before. Newly IATF certified and A2LA accredited, Target Steel is growing and ready to take on business big and small. Whatever your needs are, Target Steel will exceed your expectations. Target Steel is a family-owned and operated company, which means a great work environment, competitive pay, and great benefits. Adding over 40,000 square feet to the Flat Rock location means jobs in every department. Stop in and fill out an application or apply online at targetsteel.net. That's targetsteel.net.
What you don't know can hurt you. HireItDone.com.
We're back. This is Hire It Done. My name's Adam Helfman. We got Dan and Kris Paulson from Paulson's Audio and Video in studio. Welcome back, gentlemen.
Thank you. Good to be here.
So, it's holiday season. One of the best things I love is that you guys cater to the guy who just wants a TV hung and wants to just buy basic TV, but then you get the audiophile and the guy who wants the upscale, the hot, good stuff. And today you brought something in studio. Turntables are making a comeback, right?
Yeah, they really are.
It's like all the rage. Like I have a whole box of albums in the basement from when I was a kid. I have 8 tracks.
Oh, nice.
Right?
Absolutely.
Kiss.
There you go.
It was like one of my, Led Zeppelin.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got every rap album. As soon as 1984 started, it was over. I went completely rap.
You would get along with my wife. She loves rap.
I don't know. I'm old school, though. I'm like Run DMC, LL Cool J, BC Boys. And then I busted up next to Notorious B.I.G., Biggie Smalls,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. But I like G-Eazy, too. So I guess you could get me all the way to modern.
You started with the OG stuff, though. So
Yeah, I'm OG. Yeah, great. NWA. So we have a turntable you brought. Can you, for the audience, if you want to go to Facebook Live, by the way, go on Hire It Done on Facebook, Paulson's on Facebook, like them both. We have a video right now that we're live in studio, and you can see this turntable that they brought. Dan, will you describe it for me?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have turntables from Sony, Macintosh, Denon, and then one of our more popular brands that's exceptionally popular out there right now is, depending who you ask, made by Project or Project. It's a debate out there, so maybe somebody can call in and tell us the right way because I hear it every day a different way, at least of those two. But this is part of their debut carbon line, which
Yeah.
is extremely popular.
Super cool.
Oh, it's sexy.
Red,
They've got
yeah.
different colors. This is the red platter. You can get a clear, you can get black, you can get gloss white. They've got the different dust covers. You can soup it up with the tone arm and the case. And Bill's probably rolling his eyes at me right now. He's our audio specialist back at the store because anyone that comes in and wants to understand turntables, see Bill. Goes to Bill. That's who is our internal
So
specialist.
shout out to Bill. He's
Shout
the guy.
out to Bill. Trust me, he
So
has
Bill
helped
likes
us.
Macintosh stuff too.
Yeah, he does. Anything audio is Bill. That's everything related to that. So him and Strat, the two of them, if there's something they can't answer, well, it probably doesn't really
There isn't
exist.
an
Yeah,
answer.
exactly. They've got it all. So, but we brought it with us because we've got turntables in stock, on display, in the store. Starting
Great
at
Christmas gift.
Yeah, Christmas gift. Come in today, 10 to 5. Buy it with you, take it home with you. You can demo it out first, like you said. Try it before you buy it. And we've got them starting at $299. Great deals.
Now, let me ask a question because I'm not expert at turntables. Can I put my old vinyl records on that one and scratch?
Oh, sure. If you put, do like I did.
He's like,
right?
Chris is giving
It
me
would
the
scratch
eyes.
all right.
It's a little cringy. It's a little cringy, but
Chris is like, dude, this
you
is a home
could.
improvement show. What's up?
He's burning some belts and have to replace those pretty regularly.
And scratch some vinyl,
Yeah.
literally, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay,
That's
listen,
what I used to
But we
do.
can keep you in belts and needle cartridges, no problem.
That's right.
So we can
That's
help you
right.
out.
Okay. Listen, I'm just asking because when I see a turntable, the first thing I want to do is take my fingers on it and go, but
Well, you
that's
said
just
the Beastie
me.
Boys, right? So you're reliving those days.
Right? Hey, one of the best albums ever was Paul's Boutique, even though the original album was good. But I'm just, I like to put that in the gym and get all rocked out. Okay, so high-end home theater and next level stuff, Sonos.
Mm-hmm.
If you haven't heard of Sonos, folks, you're going to need to. Paulson's is the leader in that. So can we talk about how you're partnering with them?
Yeah, so we've actually been the largest Sonos dealer in Metro Detroit for many, many years. We have all of their products on display. And it was about 6 months ago, I believe, we started talking with Sonos, and they said they wanted to bring their very first Sonos Experience Center to the United States. They actually have one in London, and we said, you know what, this is an awesome idea. We have a showroom, we have products, we sell a lot of your product, we love it. It's the best wireless music system out there.
So yeah,
period.
tell everyone, speak to everyone like they're in 6th grade.
Yeah.
Sonos, what is it?
Sonos, it's a product that allows you to stream music wirelessly in any room in your house.
Just music?
Just music.
Okay.
But the cool thing, let me phrase that. Hook it up to your television so when you watch Netflix or your television shows, you can also enhance your TV sound. So I guess
So
I
it goes
shouldn't
through
say
everything.
just music. Correct. Absolutely. Video
Okay.
games, enhance that. Sonos makes a product for that. They call it the Play Bar. Pretty straightforward name because, anything you play will come out on this bar. But be it
Okay.
Netflix or Vudu, anything you watch on your television.
Okay, so here's the question. I used to remember the little plugs in the walls that said TV, CD, DVD, the buttons. We've evolved past that.
Yeah.
Is it all on a phone now? On an app?
It is. That's what's really slick about the Sonos product is they have a Sonos app. It's very intuitive. We can help clients set it up. We can show them in our showroom itself. They can take it home, do it themselves. That's what's great about this product. A lot of our clients still like us to kind of, get things up and running for them. But not only that, though, when you're using their television products like their Play Bar or their Beam, all of which we have, at our store, you can simply control it with the television remote or your Comcast remote control. So it's ultra simple for you to sit back and enjoy your television programs. And then the coolest part about it, flip over and start playing music for the holidays. You've got a party, whatever the case may be.
Well, that's the best part. Jamming music in the background. And, this time of year, everyone loves the holiday music, and so do I. I think that's an awesome thing. So someone can come to your showroom today, talk to you about the information, and then they can set up a time for you guys to come out and give an assessment, and they can plan this for next year.
Absolutely.
I love that.
Yeah.
And you're open from 10 to 5 today?
Yes.
Correct.
Location is at 12 in Halstead.
Mm-hmm.
PaulsonsAV.com is the website. It's good stuff. So Internet of Things, smart home, convergence. You guys are leading in that. Is there a proper term? What should we call it? What should we lead the way with?
Well, the IoT or Internet of Things definitely seems to be what everyone's referring to, but just smart devices, right?
There's a lot of terms that are used for it, and there's a lot of different approaches that people take with it. I mean, it's tough. I mean, we call it ecosystem.
It's
as well,
fragmented, right?
There is, and
it's frustrating.
Yeah, certainly got to be intimidating for a client, but that's why we do what we do, because we can explain it to them and make it right for them, not just what they think they want. Once again, help them guide it through this whole Internet of Things.
So that's what I was thinking. So if anyone gets for Christmas gifts where they got a Nest thermostat, they got a couple Hue lights, and they got a couple things, but they don't know how to integrate it all, and they want to do it on one app, and they want to make it better, Paulson's can help with that.
Absolutely.
So that's cool. So this time of year, what are the people buying? Mostly TVs, mostly, add-ons to that?
Televisions are very popular because people want to get things, you're hosting family, you want your house to look as best as it can, so sometimes that new big screen's are way to go. Theater systems are very popular this time of year because if you haven't looked outside lately, it's getting colder, so everyone's going to stay inside, so they want to make that theater so the kids can come home and everyone knows where they're at, play their video games, watch their movie night, Friday night movie night with the family.
Netflix and chill.
Absolutely. Whatever floats your boat, we can help make that happen for you. But, stereo systems too.
The other thing, it was kind of funny, just yesterday, we had a client who's already just addicted to controlled lighting. And so his mother came in and bought a half a dozen light switches for loads that he wanted to add into his lighting control system. And I go, "Are you buying this for a gift?" She's like, "Yeah, it's what he says he wants. He just loves controlling his lights and all the things that he's been doing with the system you put in for him. So he'll be calling you once he gets these hooked up to have you guys program them and get them set up for us." So
that's kind of cool.
A gift can be a smart light switch.
Now, what about the people who got the Alexa and those things? You guys can integrate all that?
Certainly. That's the cool thing about the products that we work with is we're here to help integrate existing toys that you've got. So we're not going to tell you to buy everything new unless there's something that you want to do that.
Upgrade, do it right.
Right, exactly. But Alexa, Google Home, it can integrate with Smart Home. It can be the voice to control everything after that point.
So let's go back to IoT, Internet of Things. Everything's based around Wi-Fi.
Yes.
Okay. Now, what about the theory of, yes, you have Wi-Fi, but hardwire network?
Wire is best.
You
Still
agree?
optimal.
Yeah, so the experts say you hardwire it.
Yeah,
Correct.
10 times
Network
out of 10,
cabling?
wire it.
Is that Cat 5? Is it the right Cat 5 network cabling or Cat 6? What is it?
There's Cat 5, Cat 6, Cat 6A, Cat 7, Cat 8.
Oh, so there's cat everywhere.
There's cats everywhere. Exactly. The internet is loaded with them, right? You watch all the videos.
So that's why they call you, because you guys will wire it up right. So in the side of your TV, you put a network cable in, and you got piped right in the internet.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Jacked right into it.
That's the best way to do it.
And you have to have a good wireless system as well, of course, because your phones, your laptops, devices like Alexa, those guys don't necessarily have a hardline connection capability. So the right network is key, which you want to hardline all devices that you can, and then have a nice, robust, great coverage of wireless throughout the house as well. Just so then you can enjoy your Internet of Things or your Alexa.
Dan and Kris Paulson. Time flies when you're having fun.
Oh, man.
Sure does.
Gentlemen, it's my pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much. I'm grateful for this awesome content.
Thank
Paulson's audio video, it's www.paulsonsav.com. They're open at 10 o'clock today, 12 Mile in Halstead. Thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Another great hour. Thanks for tuning in, my friends. We'll see you next week. I'm Adam Helfman. You're listening to the Hire It Done Radio Network. Beauchamp Water Treatment Solutions.